bad day of fishing beats a good day of anything else.
Hey, what's up everybody? The Fish Tank Guy here, and today I'm going to be talking about plumbing your new sump into your display tank. Now, when you go online, you look up aquarium plumbing, you'll more than likely see a lot of complicated setups. Most of the people that are creating these setups have larger tanks. They're trying to do more. They're trying to have a greater level of control over their system. But in our situation, when we're simply plumbing a 10-gallon sump to a 10-gallon display tank, the best idea is to really just keep it simple. So as far as I'm concerned, there are two goals when it comes to plumbing, right? The first goal is to get water from your display tank to your sump. And the second goal, can you guess it? I think you can. It is to get water from your sump to your display tank. So I'm just going to give you a couple tips on what to look for, what to use when setting up your plumbing. And to be honest with you, a lot of the construction and design is really dependent on what kind of stand you have, where your sump is going to be, that type of thing. But there are a few things that are pretty consistent across every aquarium sump setup. Okay? Now the first is, let's go with PVC piping. A lot of people, they talk about different types of material you can use. There are alternatives to PVC, and I'm not really sure why you would go with anything else. You could use flexible PVC if you'd like, but at the end of the day, you know, PVC is the strongest. It's very lightweight. It's easy to install. It's durable, and it's fairly cost effective. It's not that expensive. So for our purposes, you want to use Schedule 40, which is a standard weight. However, in our setup, we don't have a lot of pressure in any of our pipes. So I'm not really concerned about that, because the schedule number refers to the thickness of the wall of the pipe. The higher the number, the higher PSI the pipe can withstand. But again, in our instance here, there's not going to be a whole lot of pressure, so I'm not overly concerned about it. All right. So for the piping size, it really is going to be dependent on your equipment. I have my overflow box here. Okay, my eShops PF Nano overflow box. And the bulkhead that comes with this box is 3/4 inch. So I'm using 3/4 inch. Easy enough. In most cases, not in most cases, in pretty much every case, you should try not to use reducers. You should try not to use reducers to constrict the flow of water through your system, because oftentimes a reducer can put some added strain on your return pump. And it can cause it to overheat and malfunction. Now, obviously, a reducer on your overflow box where there is no pump, I guess you could do that if you wanted to, but I'm not really sure why you would. So in most cases, you're just going to want to go with pipes that are the size of that match your equipment. So in this case, it's 3/4 inch. For my return pump, it's actually 1/2 inch. I don't have that up here right now. That goes with this. And that's a good general guideline for choosing the size of your PVC pipe. Now, when it comes to constricting flow, some people might be saying, hey, well, I actually don't want to move as many gallons per hour through my sump as my setup currently does. Well, that all boils down to choosing a return pump that's the right size for your system. I'm going to have a separate video on choosing a return pump and some of the things that factor into play there, including, if you have elbows in your plumbing, the height from the return pump up to your tank, and other things like that. That all factors into the gallons per hour that a return pump can produce. Okay, so just in general, with a small setup like this, like I mentioned, we're going to keep it simple. For my purposes, I have an overflow box. I have a union here that will allow me to disassemble it if needed. I have, one gasket came out here. I've got an elbow and then another elbow, and the water basically goes straight from the overflow box, bends a little bit, and then curls right into my sump. Okay, and the same goes for the return pump. The water is going to come up here. It's going to intersect with this 45-degree angle, and then this will go over the edge of the tank right here, and then the water will come out there into my display tank. So, that being said, general guidelines is to do your best to keep things simple. Plan ahead, and of course, before you glue anything, before you permanently construct any pieces of your system, you actually want to set it up and act like it was running. Now, in my instance, since my aquarium and my sump are smaller and there's not going to be a lot of pressure, I actually just put the pipes together and set it up and turned it on without gluing anything. I did get a few drops of water here and there, but it was enough. It was enough of a test for me to be pretty certain about how I want to glue things together, the length of pipe that I need to use, and I felt really confident about using that plumbing with my system. How you know if you didn't do any testing first and you just kind of eyeballed it and then you put it together, you might find out you were off a little bit and it doesn't work out the way you like. So, once again, I'm the fish tank guy. It's kind of difficult to do a video on plumbing, so I hope you got a little bit of information and advice out of this one. And I'd like to thank you guys for watching as always. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so. And until my next fish tank guy video, I will see you soon, and I hope you take it easy. All right, peace.